and welcome to Live Vedanta, a podcast about simple living and high thinking. Whatever we identify with, we're limited by our nationality, our family, even our mind and body. So how can we change our identifications to destroy our limitations? Is changing who we think we are even possible? And how do we tune into who we really are? And what is even our true nature? In this season finale, let's hear from Vivekji on how to take the final leap up the stairway to serenity.
Hari Om, and greetings from Milwaukee. One way to describe society is results-oriented. Do you all agree? Society is results-oriented. Another way to look at this, society is always looking for utility. What do I get? Another way to look at this more rigorously, that is very much an attitude about using. How can I use this? That makes one a user then. If I use a person, then I'm a user of that person. That is an unhealthy attitude. We are trying to journey to moksha. Moksha is not a result. Moksha has no utility. Moksha is not to be used. All of these attitudes that we have expressed in different ways, this is to be unlearned. The moksha patha, following the path to freedom, is natural. And we should follow this naturally because this is the right way to live. This is the purpose of living. For those who are unable to shake this attitude of results and using, one will never reach moksha then. Reviewing our past headspaces. This is all a buildup. Headspace 94, Om. In English, support. Om is a sacred sound. When you listen to this, when you chant this, when you think this, it helps us to be more balanced. It helps us to be more focused. I know you all know this, and just so this is clear, for anyone who listens to EDM, electronic dance music, doesn't that make you more energetic? My body wants to move, my breath wants to move, my mind wants to move. So Om is a sacred sound. 95, Sat, in English, existence. In our maps, existence is often compared to a kutastha. Kutastha means anvil. An anvil is that which never changes, but everything on top of it changes. Now, this is a very causal headspace. Like, how do you practice existence? A way is to be more gentle with all that exists. Whatever you touch, be more gentle with it. Whatever you walk on, be more gentle with it. I'm checking in. Can you hear me and see me clearly? Okay, please let me know otherwise in the chat. Today when I was on the plane in the airport, then I kept my N95 mask on the entire time. Our kids are not vaccinated, they're too young. And as I was breathing, and it's hard to breathe in an N95 mask for that long, I was feeling the mask go in and out, and it made me intentional with my breathing. And I feel that's a way of practicing sat or existence, is to be intentional with all that you're touching, even air. 96, chit. In English, awareness. Synonyms for chit or awareness, they all relate to kashi. Kashi means light. And many of you have names like this, correct? Jyoti, Amar Jyoti, Prakash, and so on. How can one practice kashi? How can one practice awareness? By being vigilant. If you can visualize being or holding vigil, it means even if there's darkness outside, you're still awake. You're still watching. Connecting this to my day again, as I was flowing from the Buffalo airport to the Baltimore airport to the Milwaukee airport, the Baltimore one specifically, the whole airport system is super organized. Terminals and landing and the materials of the runway. And for many airports, they never close. Even when passengers are not flying, the airport is still open, correct? This is what it means to be vigilant. To always be organized, observant. That's how we practice awareness. Headspace 97. Ananda. In English, this class being completed, this course being completed. Isn't that in your books? In English, joy. Our maps compare this to kham, Kham, which means space. When we have a lot of space, we feel less limited then, correct? Even though that's a very American notion, personal space. For those who were born and raised in India, what personal space? What person? How does one practice this space, this joy? By being accepting. For Kutastha, be gentle. For Kashi, be vigilant. For Kham, be accepting. In an annoying way, I'm going to connect that to my journey again today. I flew Southwest, and I was sharing with some seekers here. Some have a strong Southwest Vasana. Even before it's time to check in, they're ready. They're pressing check in, refresh. So they can get into the A seating. Some people show up at the gate and say, what's C? What's C32? And so as I was watching all of this, I was still thinking, though, that everybody here wants to fly. Everybody here is using Southwest. When we interact with others, everybody wants to be happy, correct? Everyone's nature is joy. It helps us to be accepting. Shall we continue? Or should I go really slowly just to frustrate you and say, oh, we have to continue later? Headspace 98, our final 3 headspaces. Atman, in English, spirit. The word Atman, the etymology of this, or the philosophy of this, that which is closest. that which is closest. Another way to understand this, what is closest is the center. So what is Atman? That which is closest. What is the center? It is you. It is yourself. Even saying yourself is wrong, because there's a difference then. There's the owner and then there's the entity, correct? It is Atman that becomes the locus for all other references. If there's no I, then there's no you, correct? It is the locus from which there's all other references. What's fascinating about this is every one of us knows this. Point to me. Who are you? Maybe better is, where are you? Point to me. Right? You go here. Some of you, with both hands over your center, right? Your center. You didn't go to your left thigh. Here I am, Vivekji, right there. Correct? Or you didn't say, I'm outside over there. It is you. We know this, but we're not established in it. And because we're not established in it, we feel stress. We feel anxiety and dejection. I've shared countless times, it is only through knowing that we benefit. Those people who know check-in starts 24 hours in advance, they benefit. Those who don't know that, they don't benefit, correct? I should get a commission from Southwest. Look at this, this sales pitch that I'm offering. And that is the purpose of our life. To be established in Atman, in spirit. You literally have no other purpose in life. In the movie, The Matrix, when Neo goes to meet the Oracle, there's a sign in Latin there. And this is a time when Neo is weak. He still thinks he's Neo. She's trying to trade him that he's the one. What does that sign say? Know thyself. And as soon as he knows himself, he shifts from being Neo to being Advaita. Yes, you rearrange Neo, it spells Advaita. You will know that you're knowing thyself when you feel more centered. Even if there's chaos around you, you still feel centered. Headspace 99. Brahman. Brahman in English, infinity. If Atman is the closest, Brahman means that which is the farthest. The farthest. But right away, when I use a sentiment like that, we start to think in measurables. And that's why it's very important to, and you did reference this earlier, to have a trust triangle that flows through samanvaya, which means consistency. That they'll take you from step 1 to step 2 because that's all we can step to, but then they'll take you to 3. They won't try to take you from step 1 to step 3 because you'll fall. Farthest here means beyond space, time, and matter. So first I have to think about farthest, but then I have to think past that. And that's where the word Brahman comes from. Brihat tamatvat. Brihat tamatvat means that which is big. Bigness. There's no qualification or limit to this bigness. Whenever we think of farthest, we tend to think of this in reference to space. But I want to give you another orientation towards time. That which is really close to being beyond time is the present. Present ending with T, in case you're mishearing me. But tell me, what's beyond time? Share with me in the chat. The present is very close to being beyond time, but what is beyond time? That's right, presence is beyond time. Because of presence, there is the present. Because there is that which is the foundation for space, there is space. I know as we go higher into these headspaces, we get lost. It's like we run out of oxygen. I can't breathe. What is he talking about? But that's why we're studying a reflective workbook, correct? We're not studying a dictionary. You can just Google all of these words. Atman and Brahman. This is directing us to the subject. There is only one subject. It is the closest. It permeates that which is the farthest. Because of this subject, is there any value to any object? Just think of this in terms of language. If there's no subject in a sentence, does that sentence have any value? Philosophically, this is exponentially more important. When we were designing this book, we designed an icon for every word, for every space. Do you all have your books in front of you? Can you go to Brahman? Show me. Put it in front of the camera. What do you see? Nothing. Because Brahman is beyond icons. The writer's like, you made a mistake. You didn't put an icon for Brahman. No, you made a mistake. This is a reflective workbook. And finally, are you ready? We've invested 32 hours and already we're at moksha. Headspace 100, which is purna. Moksha is freedom. Moksha in English, freedom. Freedom is unlearning any and all limits. Freedom is unlearning any and all limits. For those who have an orientation towards Sanskrit, there's a lovely teaching that shares, na muktihi, na bandhaha. How does one become free? By realizing that they're not bound. They're not bound. You know why we feel limited? Because we identify with articles, beings, and circumstances. We identify with the intellect, the mind, the breath, the body. As soon as you identify, you're limited by what you identify with, correct? If you live in Cyprus, if you identify as a Cypriot, that means you have to train in the army. I don't identify with Cyprus or being a Cypriot, so I don't have to train in the army. One way that we all lose track of our identification. Suppose you exercised well today and you ate well today too. And you're thinking, our 2021, 2022 years complete now. Just this one time, I'm going to eat half a cake. But as soon as you do it one time, that identification will grow to another time and another time. Soon that's normalized, correct? Don't we all do that? Don't we reward ourselves for being so sattvic? I'm so sattvic, I should reward myself with rajas. But even more, in a justification way, we do this with a person. And that too in the negative. I'm going to get angry at my sibling, at my sister, just this one time, just this one person. But as soon as I do it, then my other sibling, then my spouse, then my parents. See that identification? Just this one time, just this one person. Moksha is when there's no identification, which means there's no identifier. Tell me, what's a synonym for the identifier? What is the identifier? That's right, the ego. No ego. Another word for this in Sanskrit is nirvana. Nirvana means to blow out. The ego, the identifier, limits are blown away. Then one is free. I'm in a chaplaincy course right now. I have one more month. The past 5 months have been intense because in addition to teaching so much, I've been having to study so much too, like 12, 15 hours a week. And in this chaplaincy course, there's so much talk about healing people's bodies, healing people's pain. The greatest healing is not of the body, is not of pain. The greatest healing is changing who one is. If you change from being the body to the spirit, you never need to be healed ever again. If you change from pain to peace, then healing has no relevancy to you. The greatest healing is changing who you are. And so the greatest healer is our Sadguru Shishya Parampara, because they've healed themselves. Only one who's healed themselves is able to guide others to heal themselves too. We have now completed our journey from being extremely injured to being completely healed.
If you enjoyed what you heard or want to learn more, share this episode with a friend or find us online at facebook.com/cmniagara. For those on the journey of self-development, Chinmaya Mission Niagara provides a community forum for seekers to listen, reflect, and contemplate. This podcast is produced by the Young Adults of Chinmaya Mission, an international nonprofit working to transform individuals through the knowledge of Vedanta. Until next time, inspire, love, be.